Hey, hey. So this is awesome. This is the 8BitDo of retro keyboard, the one that's inspired after the IBM Model M. Pretty cool. The IBM Model M is a keyboard that I know really well. I I didn't even know it wasn't a popular keyboard, but as a kid, back years ago, I salvaged a few. This is in like the 90s, so it's a while ago. But I salvaged a few Model M's, and it was just the e-waste that was available to me. But I used them. I used them a lot. They're glorious. This is an example. So, you could certainly bludgeon an intruder quite easily with these. This one's really dirty. I just dug it out of my garage. I haven't touched it in 20 years at least. This particular one was made in 91. Says, I don't know, IBM Corp 1984. I don't know if that's when the Model M was originally worked out or what, but I mean, this is what set the 104 key layout. You can see that the keycaps are quite different from how a Cherry works, but Cherry style, but that's great. I might get this going again. I have to get a PS2 to USB adapter for this sort of dealio, right? It's a PS2 port. But it doesn't have the super key, which is kind of important. There's probably hacks out there and all that, but in the case of the 8BitDo reproduction, it's kind of all you need. So it's got some modernisms, but it really tries to stay true to the original vibe that these Model M's had. Here's a different Model M I got where you can kind of compare like how this aesthetic in the top corner looks very similar, and they've gone in another direction, of course, to keep it modern and fresh, but it's pretty cool. So I like that it's got the very nice RF dongle if you need it. Yeah, you can plug in your USB-C to go wired. This is for these wacky game paddle things that came with this that I totally don't care about, but they do have regular switches in them that you can swap around, which is pretty cool. So yeah, to use it, I'm just plugging it in. This LED looks so true to the inspiration of this. So without further ado, I will type on it. So it gives you a good sense. Up here is a cool little switch for whether you're on Bluetooth or RF. I've just got it on off, which works for the cable mode. I do really like that I can run it wirelessly or not. As much as I'm running wired and generally will stay wired, I want that wireless option. Also, the cable that came with this, oh man, it is very reminiscent of how the cables back in the day felt. This kind of feels a little bit better, actually, but I mean, this is also 30 plus years old. But it's probably asbestos based or something cool that lasts forever. So I don't know, it's probably hasn't degraded too far, but this is very, very nice what this shipped with. My complaint about this, and maybe the reason why I might return it, is pretty ridiculous on my part. I'm perhaps totally unreasonable, but I love this faithful reproduction. I love the clickiness. It's a ton of fun to type on this thing. Obviously, it's loud as all hell, which, I mean, I could replace the switches. Fairly sure, I looked it up, the switches that are in here are pretty much the same as these dealios. So this would be glorious Kali switches. They're super ultra maximum click. The ones in here are actually black on top, but or the body rather around the switch is black. Whatever. But anyways, the thing that I'm weirdly conflicted about is I really want backlight, which is obviously totally not true to where this is coming from. But I mean, it's already got some divergences on it, and I really, really like black lights, backlights, I mean to say. Now, then it creates the problem of like, well, then do you make the keycaps shine through? And it's like, I don't know. I'm insane for shine through keycaps as well. Um, you know, but I really, really want that backlight, even if everything else stayed the same. And it obviously doesn't have that, so I'm kind of disappointed about that. But I know I'm being totally ridiculous with that. I'm an unreasonable person, so that's good. Um, but yeah, it's fun to type on, and then anyone I show this to lights right up, unless they're like 20 or younger or something like that in 2024, and they're like, I've never seen anything remotely that crazy. But really fun keyboard. So um, personal preference thing. I'll probably, if I can, I'm assuming I can remap like this. These are I think, mapped to the same function as what the big guys that plug onto there do. Big massive clickety things. I got them over here, but you can watch other videos to see how that's not that interesting. But I'll probably remap these. If I keep this thing, I'll remap them to Control C, Control V or something. Macro them out a little bit. But yeah, pretty nifty board though. 8BitDo has a lot of really cool kind of retro vibe things. So I know my ask for the backlight is like unreasonable. I still want it. But anyways, they have the other ones. You probably go look them up. The Nintendo inspired variants, or there's the really funky C64 one that looks really cool. But yeah, these PBT keycaps, they feel really cool. I like them a lot. They feel very high quality, I should say. They have a bit of a texture to them, which you may or may not like. That's personal preference, but they do feel like this whole thing kind of emits a vibe of quality that's very appealing. So anyways, that's all for now. Bye.